Welcome, growth seekers. This is Shivang, and today I'm going to help you to become productive in just three simple steps. Yeah, you heard it right. And no BS. But before we start, let me clear one simple thing that this video is not gonna be one of those mainstream videos in which I advise you to just wake up at 5 a.m. and just follow that fucking routine. No, that's not what we're gonna do here. I'll break those steps in three simple ways and practical ways that actually sticks and that you won't drop off after a week or so. So here's the framework. First, distraction loop. Second, getting started. Third, time control and work output. And let me tell you one thing. I guarantee this, if you apply these steps, then you're gonna become 1,000 times more productive than you are right now. So stick in the video and let's dive in. Numero uno. Let's be honest, the biggest distraction is getting lost in our screens. Stuff like doom scrolling, binging all the time keeps us on the screen all the time without us even realizing it. So that's why the whole step is about fixing this up. So let's have a situation which happens all the time. Imagine you're taking a break from a work or just getting bored. You just open your mobile and just keep scrolling. And this is not a point of imagining it. You do that, and I do that too, but not now. So you watch shorts, reels to kill your time, and on that time you just watching reels and shorts. It's been like 5, 10, 15 minutes, and after you are stuck, it doesn't matter anymore how much important your work is, or how much time you have to complete that work. You're just endlessly scrolling and scrolling. And here's the important part: on that moment you are aware of that. You know that I have to work, but you just, in your inner mind, there's something in your inner mind who's saying that stop, I have to work. Yeah, let's go on the work, let's hop onto the work. But no, your brain or something like your heart is not manning, your hand is like just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. That's the part we want to fix up here. Okay, you can't just stop. You are just scrolling and scrolling, but your mind is trying you to become aware of the situation, become aware of what's important in the moment. But here's the good thing: I found the solution of it, and it worked for me, and I believe and I'm hell sure that it will work for you too. So here's the solution is to simply count from 10 to 1. As simple as that. But before explaining this and getting in more further into it, let me explain why this actually works. So we got two parts majorly in our brain. First is amygdala and second is prefrontal cortex. Let me have an example with a comb. Wait. So this is a comb. This part is amygdala and this part is prefrontal cortex. The amygdala right here is responsible for our emotional center. Like, emotional center include our the current feeling that we are feeling, the enjoy, the moment. On that moment, amygdala is present. Like how I'm feeling right now, or the stuff like I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling bored. All that control, this amygdala have that control. But this prefrontal cortex, this is related to long-term goals, which is actually good for me, or which is like goal oriented. This is goal oriented, like which actually give me benefit to me, to my future and all that stuff. This is logical part, this is emotional part. But I now have a situation here. Let's assume that I'm watching a reel and they both are in a car. Before watching the reel, before I was in the work, I was doing my work or doing my study, but then I thought that let's watch some reels. Then my prefrontal cortex was high. When I was working, because this is logical part. My prefrontal cortex was high, but when I was just hop onto the reels, this prefrontal cortex got down and this amygdala got up. And right now, the driver's seat is with this, and the back seat is prefrontal cortex. So when I was endlessly scrolling reels, going through my phone, just like one reel, two reel, yeah, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling bored and all that stuff. But on the moment, my mind, that I told you earlier, there's something in my mind that resists. That stop, I have to work. Something, small voice in my mind that's saying to me that I have to work. Stop this mobile until it is very like 1 to 2 hours, and until you're very fucking bored, very fucking up to you, that you are very like bad, or you're feeling so much tensed. Then you stop watching reel and then you get hope onto your work. But that's too late. But on that moment, after 5 to 10 minutes, your mind says that you have to go to your work. That small voice is this prefrontal cortex, which is down right here. He or she do not have any control. But because this amygdala is up, amygdala is an emotional center which woke up while watching reel, one reel, two reel, three reel. Sorry for the voice. So I was saying that this amygdala is up right now, and to get it down, you do everything. Like you just watching reel, your mind little this logical center try to go up, get up, but you do not have any control. You do not have any control. So amygdala is up right now. So you need a practical solution here, and that's where my counting from 10 to 1 comes in. What that does here right now is that when you count to 1, like firstly let me put it down. So firstly tell me that 10 to 1 is what? It's a logical thing. Like if I do table of 2 to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, this is a logical thing. Counting from 10 to 1 is also a logical thing. 1, 2, 5, 6, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Or counting from 5 to 1 is also a logical thing. 5, 4, 3. It's a logical. My logical mind is up. So I was here. When you count from 10 to 1, it gives a end. Because hear me out. This is one more fact. Like series have end, YouTube series have end, films have end, movies have end, but reel doesn't. You can scroll for literally endlessly, mindlessly, but they got the end. Your mind knows that if I'm watching a series, it have an end. After 20 minutes, after 30 minutes, it have an end. I'm watching a movie, it have an end. It have a storyline, but reel doesn't. One reel is of Maldives and second reel is for fucking North Korea or like Ohio. Like that's do not make sense. So our brain doesn't get a signal to fucking stop at that point. So that's the moment that we want to control, and that's the difference between watching reels and watching movies. That's why you got full or you got satisfied from watching movies or series, but reels you can just hop on to after an hour or two. That's the difference. So I was there. You need a particular external stopping point. Counting from 10 to 1 or 5 to 1 comes in right now. So counting from 10 to 1 or 5 to 1, what is does that? Firstly, why doesn't it is from counting 1 to 5 or 1 to 10? Because we need a stopping point. We need to tell our brain that this is the stopping point. Counting from 5 to 1 or 10 to 1 naturally makes us a stopping point. Like I have to do from this and I have to stop from here. Like 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I know this is the stopping point. So that's why I made it from 10 to 1, not 1 to 10. So when you do this, like imagine I'm watching a reel, I'm watching a reel, and then I suddenly remember that I have to stop, I have to work. But on that moment I just can't, I can't just do this. No, I have to do something with my brain. So when I apply this trick, okay, I will watch the reels later, but firstly I have to count from 10 to 1. So I put this and close my eyes and say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now suddenly if I notice ki my mind is like, it's okay, my mind got 10 seconds of, you can simply just count from 5 to 1, 5 or 10 seconds to think, and my prefrontal cortex got wake up because I was doing a logical thing. On that fucking 10 second cycle, sorry, my prefrontal cortex got up. My prefrontal cortex got control over the driver's seat, and it's up in the seesaw game too. Now I have the control, and in that 10-second cycle, that's the most important part. You have to tell your will that this is more important. This is just a fucking waste of time. In addition, I got 2 apps for you. First one is Regain, second one is Beeper. The Regain app is very good to get out of your distraction and to leave all your distraction. What does Regain do is that Regain blocks up your every app. Sorry for the back noise. Regain blocks up your every mobile app. Plus, if you're watching a reel, it can block up to the feature of scrolling. Like you can watch reels, or you can watch section of YouTube Shorts. You can use YouTube Shorts, but you can use YouTube, but you can't watch YouTube Shorts, and you can watch Instagram Reels. So that was a feature I personally like. You can also block sites in the Regain app. It's very good. It got streak feature too. I'm on like 365 or like 370 something days of streak in my Regain of Netflix. You can apply it to any app. It's completely free. You can just try that. Second one is Beeper. Beeper is pretty interesting. Like, imagine that whenever you open Instagram, you don't open solely on a situation. Imagine you're opening Instagram, but you're thinking that you got a reply or message from someone, because usually people and friends like to send reels and share some jokes and all that stuff. So you just keep your Instagram notification off. So you just open Instagram to see if someone have messaged you or not. And I also do that too. But on that moment I got stuck into watching reels and stuff. So that's why I want to prevent that thing. So the beeper comes in, but the beeper does is that beeper blocks everything. Beeper is a platform where you can connect chats, only the chat section. Remember, only the chat section, nothing else, only the chat section. You can connect the chat section of every app like Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, every fucking social media platform you can connect, and only the chat section will be visible to you. Think about that. Isn't that so good? Like, so productive. I used it. I deleted my firstly I logged into the Beeper app, my Instagram and WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, just only Instagram. I deleted my Instagram later, and I just used it. And like, I only got the access of chat because I only need this, because I was feeling a FOMO that someone have messaged me, some girl have followed me or something. You can get it. So this was what I was feeling, but then I overcame it because I got this Beeper app. Now I do not have any mood, or I do not feel FOMO like someone have followed me or not. And I've stopped watching reels and going from chat section of Instagram to the reel section of Instagram, because that thing I completely cut it down. So that's why this Beeper and this Regain app, you can absolutely try it. I will stick the link down below in the description. You can watch this. So let's move on to the next step. Numero dos. So tell me one thing. Why do we fail to complete something? Because we think too much before executing, and it's depending on our mood. According to philosophy, our brain is built to choose comfort over effort. So the moment we think about doing something hard, our brain quickly links that to the state in which we will be doing the work, and of course that will be tiring and just annoying. And in 2-3 seconds you will find a perfect excuse to overcome that and do something. It creates a perfect excuse to avoid it. Not because you are lazy, because your brain is wired to protect your comfort over pain or over discomfort. So you may ask, Shiv, how do we do this? How do we fix it and actually put some work? So the simple answer is, don't think twice. As simple. Don't think twice. Think of the morning, right after we wake up. Our brain is not overthinking or analyzing fast. The window is like glitch in the system, where doing something is easier than thinking about it. If you move right away without thinking about anything, you win the day early. But if you pause, if you hesitate, if you do wait for 2 or 3 seconds, that's where you lose. That's why mornings are so important. As the saying goes, you win the morning, you win the day. So I'm saying with experience, don't give your mind to think twice. Let me tell you an interesting story about one of the greatest Olympic swimmer, Michael Phelps. He was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 9. Can you think about that? ADHD at the age of 9. Like, he's similar to that guy who was in Tare Zameen Par. Have you watched that movie? The guy named Ishan, I guess. So ADHD, the people, let me tell you one more thing. The people who are diagnosed or who have ADHD struggle 10 times more to do something hard than a normal child, normal human like me. Like, we got a person here who have ADHD, and we got me, normal person. So this ADHD person will resist to do that work. It will be harder for his mind to do that work 10 times than me, because they can't focus. They got boredom, they got mental issue, mental noise. And yet Philip, who showed up every morning, he was an Olympic swimmer. He showed up every morning in the same pool at the same time, doing same brutal laps again and again, day after day, month after day. And This is not because he felt motivated or something for daily doing this, by daily doing, but this is his instinct. This has become his daily living. He don't think twice. He never think twice while doing this. He just know that I will have to do this, so I have to do this. This was his mind, because he removed the need to think twice. The action became automatic. Like I'm sleeping right now and I gave my brain to think twice that should I have to wake up or can I just sleep up? No, I don't have to give my brain the time, the actual time to wake up. Because when you repeat the same thing daily with the same structure, even a brain that naturally struggles to stay focused becomes so much productively insane. So that was the story about Philip. So if the people with ADHD can get consistent without second thoughts, then we can too. We got 10 times more power than them. In fact, we have an advantage. We have more control and ability to choose. So that was all about step 2. By now, you have started your work, you have stick with it. Now let's move on to the final portion. Numero 3. Work output and time control. Let me tell you my past condition. There was a time when I used to keep say that I don't have enough time. My task went pending, and by the end of the day I look back and think that I spent so many hours today grinding, but I did it only get this much done. There is a similar pattern when you think only if you have more 30 hours a day, only if you have 30 hours a day. What the fuck is fucking this shit? There is a similar pattern when you think that only if they were like 30 hours a day, then everything would be managed perfectly and everything would be fine. But the truth is that highly productive people also have same 24 hours. But the difference is that they know how to use it in the right way. So here's what you have to follow to manage just everything in just 1 week of practicing this. Start writing down what you do every day. Keep it simple. If you scrolled, write it. Like 7:30 to 8:30 I scroll through Instagram. Just write 7:30 8:30 dash Instagram. 10:30 9:30 8 food, something like this. At the end of each day you can see where you slipped. End of each day you can see that this is the point where I could have put more of my work, but I did was that scroll, and in that time I have to manage more. Like in that time my mood is always in the low pace, so there's more chances of me to get onto my phone or my device. So I have to switch off my device and make it on aeroplane mode or something like that. You have to do this. So, and by the end of the day you also have that guilt that will push you to improve in the next day, and you have only to do this like 4 to 5 days. I practiced this for 4 to 5 days and I was done with me. Like I know that where I slipped and I managed the timeline. But you can do it for the 1 week. Whether 4 days will be fine. 4 days will be enough to prove how much in like water you are. That's the saying of my English class teacher. So in the end it's all up to you. You just have to start doing it in the right way. So that was all about my self-followed and tested stuff made for you people. They are helping me to reach my goal at my maximum potential, and I believe and I'm damn fucking sure that I will work for you too. Trust me bro, that's the source.